What is going on? I'm zmot. I have a Mega Friday video for you, but more importantly, I've got a giveaway that you all want to get in on. Dr. T figurine shipped free of charge to your house. You can put it on your bedside table, wake up to Dr. T every single morning. I'll give more details on how to win that later on. Do stay tuned. But first and foremost, anyone who's got code ZMOT in all of their Supercell games has a way better chance of winning. No, I can't verify that, but the universe will sort that part of it out. So do consider throwing code ZMOT in your shop. I talked about a mega video. We are going to start out with Grenadiers and Riflemen. The reason for that, season 52 of Warships is coming. If you haven't seen my sneak peek, it's probably somewhere up there in the cards very soon. So I am almost convinced that Grenadiers are going to play a major role. They're going to play a role this season. Not sure if it's going to be a big one or a small one, but when they do, it's going to be all about getting some form of clone rifleman out front. How many? I don't know, but holy crow, Susie Durkins. That is a fantastic base name. I cannot attack Susie Durkins, even if, yeah, you guys gotta know who that is. If you don't know who Susie Durkins is, please do go look that up. We are not going to be using a hero. What we will be doing, though, is bringing some riflemen out front. Those riflemen, their job is going to get shot in the face. That is literally what they're going to be there for now. We won't have to deal with critter launchers in this season because Dr. Kavan went on vacation and took those critter launchers with him. So no, you're not going to be facing this many rocket launchers earlier on. You're not going to be facing this many prototypes early on. So you will have an easier time than I'm having at the moment, but there's not going to be any hero support. So yes, Kavan is fantastic with Grenadiers, as is Captain Everspark. Her passive critters, so useful. And I feel like Grenadiers have gone out of fashion a little bit. They are a fantastic troop that has very few losses. Yes, they do miss, but they miss long, and those misses can be very helpful. So if you haven't used Grenadiers before as a mid-level player, do go give them a shot. I am not giving them a great review here. I'm not really showing you the power of them because, my friends, they are so strong, and them missing can be incredibly helpful, but do know that they do friendly fire. So on Warships, they might be killing some of your clone rifles. We'll have to wait and find out, but when they miss, they do miss long. So your clone rifles should be out of the frag zone, just like when you drop critters. Your Grens are going to shoot over top of the critters. So yes, do give some Grenadiers some love early on before Warships. I highly recommend it. I love that there are some troops that you can get some practice in, just like I love that that person's base is named Susie Durkins. So good. Now, Mega Crab, I talked about this in my sneak peek, but gunboat ability damage 150%. This is a big deal for stages 20 to 29. I'll just show you my boosts here in case you missed that. This is what's happening on the Mega Crab. 0 to 9, 100% troop speed. 10 to 19, 100% troop health. 20 to 29, both artillery and barrage are doing 2.5 times the damage. GBE, 150%. Then on to Life Leech. Love Life Leech. Then on to troop health. Then on to troop damage. Take a screenshot of that. I've got it on my Twitter. Anyways, we're going to get in here. I'm going to see. I'd love to use Grens for this stage, but you'll notice that we can probably... I'm just going to use Grens. I don't care if I lose some stages. It'll be fine. We are going to use Mr. Bullet. We're going to send him out there. And what you can do on these stages is literally just go like this. Because our barrage is doing 45,000 damage, we can just throw one barrage, one artillery, get rid of those, and now that Bullet has thrown his shock knuckles, we can just get the rest of our troops out here and start throwing barrages at that core. This is not a good idea on any other stage besides 20 to 29. but you should be able to simply throw your artillery, throw your barrage towards the core and take these things down in a quick fashion. Didn't have to get all that terribly far. We lost, did we lose? We lost maybe one rifleman. So don't, like, you need to switch your brain around. And that's what I love about the Halloween Mega Crab. A, this boost is ridiculous, and B, those taunt towers, those scary mortars, so good. And I really hope there's a stage in between 20 and 29 that does not have a shield. If you find one, please do let me know. I'll join into the Mega Crab fray later on. But for right now, we're going to switch on over to another account doing operations. And I mention this in every video, but do check the cards up there. Having a second account in Boom Beach is a fantastic way to play, especially if you're a free-to-play player. If you're a free-to-play player, man, that's a mouthful. Having a second account means that when you lose all your troops, you can go do something else. I'm going to jump in. We're going to use Captain Everspark. Notice that my remote hack is level 4, we're going to upgrade that. That is fairly important when you're doing operation attacks. Save for zmot. Love it. We are going to jump into strange attractors. Now, this tractors has extra rocket launchers over there. That's going to be a problem. We've also got shock launcher here. And so we're going to send Everspark right about there, getting her in. We're going to flare that back mortar. Why the mortar, you ask? Because we need to get her close enough where she can hack that shock launcher and the mortar. Probably should have flared her a little bit further back. Not entirely certain that she's in the range of the shock launcher. So I'm probably, you know what? I'd rather waste a flare than waste a smoke. So they're gonna flare to there. Uh-oh, there's the one hack. Didn't get the second hack out. Things are not going well. Also, that's the wrong mortar. I wanted to hack that front mortar. We are in very bad danger at the moment. As we wait for that mortar to go down, if we dropped our troops right now, bad things would happen because we've got that active flare. Not off to a good start at all. This is probably the worst hit I've ever done on strange attractors, but we might just be able to salvage this in some way, some form. We are going to head over to this side as we throw some critters onto there, throwing all of our barrage onto that back rocket launcher. Need to get rid of it in a big way. So bad. That is where pivoting mid-attack, not a great idea, but we still have a slim chance of being able to take this down. The fact that there's no shock launchers there makes for a very slim chance that we can take this down. Gonna keep pushing over to this left-hand side. Need to get that shock right about there. The fact that we managed to land that Lego shock is a big plus. Need to keep using our flares to move left. Don't want to go anywhere near those 3 critter launchers. Critter launchers and Zookas, not a great combo together. No critter launchers on the Mega Crab yet. There are also no grapplers on the Mega Crab. I would love to see grapplers on the Mega Crab. I would love to see every Mega Crab have its own identity, like we see with the Halloween crab. Like Christmas crab with like someone throwing cryo bombs at you. I don't know. Anyways, there's lots and lots of possibilities there. Now that we've gotten rid of all of those grapplers, don't care about any of those other buildings. Need to get onto this core or we're going to have a very bad time. Those critters are not only going to keep our Zookas alive, they're also going to act as some form of distance. They're like kind of like our canary in the whatever the heck that's called, canary in the coal mine, so that we can see where our Zookas are starting to get into bad danger. As we start to burn that core, I think we salvaged it. Now we just need to make sure that our Zookas don't go too close to that critter launcher. Tempted to throw an artillery on top of it, killing our Zookas and the critter, and now our troops are gonna burn through that core. Super lucky. Like, that was an awful start, but got a little bit lucky by the fact that there's no shock launcher in that front section. gross. Just showing off the power of having all offensive statues and doing mid to low level ops. I think this is Stronghold, maybe. I think this is a 5 to 10 member task, 5-member task force, 10-member task force doing Stronghold. So fairly simple, but my goodness, that was awful. Jumping onto my single player account, my unopposed account. Those of you who don't know what that is, again, like always, check up there in the cards. Very, very distinct cloud pattern. I have never been attacked by another player on this account, nor will I ever. The downside to that is when all those players on your map are loaded up with Mega Crab loot, I don't get any of those, only NPCs. The Mega Crab is a great, great way to get upgrades though. And by the way, for those of you like this right here, I love the way the Mega Crab leans over the bundles. I don't love that spooky bundle or the haunted bundle, but I really, really do like the way that Mega Crab makes the shop feel a little bit more dynamic. I am going to do stages. What headquarters level are we? We are headquarters level, headquarters right there. Headquarters level 17. Landing crafts need a bit of upgrading. You'll also notice that I only have 4 landing crafts. I can build, 2 more landing crafts? I can build 3 more landing crafts. Why only 4? Just me trying to make things harder on myself. Don't do that, it's stupid. Also note that I don't have Kavan or Everspark or Bullet simply because you don't get them in this configuration of clouds. We are going to get going, see just what we can do, and just go a couple quick reminders of how to attack this crab. As a low level, I've got a guide for this too. Do check the cards above. You don't need to use troops. Don't feel like you need to use troops on every single attack. Even if we just used our GBE to clear all of the defenses and let our troops go ham on that core, it's better than sending in troops, hitting a mine, and wasting your resources. You can take many of the first 10 stages using 0 troops, or dropping your troops, maybe 1 boat or just the hero, and then dropping some more later on. Scary mortars are not to be trifled with. Yes, they have amazing sounds. Yes, I really do like the mechanics they bring to the game. But my goodness, do they ever make things frustrating as an attacker. Your flying critters flying in, avoiding the explosion. That was interesting to see. And now we should be able to just drop all of these things back here. Scary mortars and those ridiculous deployable turrets, not a great combo. Your turrets try to run but don't have legs, which is not super smart or well thought out, but it is kind of interesting. You'll notice that also those scary mortars cannot reach your flying critters. So again, using those flying critters smart so that they don't get hit by those scary mortars. We're gonna clear those scary mortars out. Then we can send the rest of our troops in if we so desired. Lots and lots of things going on here. Taunt towers drawing in all of our things that don't have an active flare or a flag. Scary mortars sending our troops willy-nilly. You'll also notice that there are regular critter containers in the game. It's not just flying critters. Supposedly, I haven't seen any myself quite yet, but supposedly they're there. We are just gonna keep our critters alive, throwing shocks out to keep our critters going as our deployable turrets finally have a use in this game. By the way, also, quick note, I was researching the exploding drones for Season 52 and I came across an interesting tidbit. Exploding drones actually use reverse life leech to kill themselves. So they do damage, then they take that damage in and multiply it to make sure they explode. Kind of neat. Also note, exploding drones are frozen for 2 seconds. I saw a bunch of conversations, people saying exploding drones freeze for in the neighborhood of 5 seconds. That's not the case. It is definitely 2 seconds. It just feels like 5 seconds because they are so vulnerable during those 2 seconds. And whether or not they're going to work on the season 52 or not is yet to be seen. I am going to send Brick in. That's not Brick, that's an artillery. And then that should be enough to take down this stage. We're going to send Brick way back there just to see if maybe her battle orders can make those deployable turrets shoot a little bit faster. Looks like maybe that's the case. Edge case. Edge to the most possible case. Anytime Brick dies, you really don't care because she doesn't die, she just gets knocked out. And that right there is stages 1 through 4. Do consider following this methodology as a low to mid-level player. Don't waste your troops. Even if you just use GBE for the stage, that way you're going to have the ability to fill those storages, and attacking when your storages are full are not super duper smart. I always recommend that extra builder during the Mega Crab. It's cheap. You can get it from some coins in your couch, and it's an easy way to get your headquarters leveled up quickly. Speaking of easy, as far as winning this here figurine, finally time to let you know. Sorry, had to try to get some mystery involved. All you gotta do is throw a Halloween emoji in the comments on YouTube. That is it. That is all. Halloween, and by the way, if you feel like a robot is a Halloween emoji, then maybe give me an explanation of why you think the emoji you're using is a Halloween emoji, and if you just don't want to go with the generic bat, or maybe you put an adult beverage down because all you do is sit at home and drink adult beverages and hand out candy. Or if you're one of those houses that hand out adult beverages to parents, you are top notch. I almost want to give you an extra entry, or the person who gives out full-size candy bars. You know who you are. Everyone in your neighborhood knows exactly who you are. Okay, we're gonna go back, do another operation attack. No imitation game today, I don't think. We will find out. What right about now, I'm going to do another op attack on Maze. I love opening Maze. It's one of my favorite attacks. I don't even know why. I just think I like the fact that I keep being able to mix things up, changing up which troops I'm using, trying to optimize it as much as I possibly can. We are going to send Everspark into there, dropping her... Oops. Oh, wow, she didn't even get that shock blaster to turn, which is a great thing. This attack is all about getting Everspark where we want her to be. Man, that was not a great way to do it. I am going to get my smoke ready to go. I am going to throw my smoke dead center. That way, just maybe we can get the double hack out. Yes, we did. That is huge. Getting the double hack out on the first one, assuming that second rocket launcher goes down, is a big deal. Come on, rocket launcher. Boom cannon, get one more shot. There, I got close. All we needed really was close. And next up, if you notice on this Maze, there's no shields on the right, so we don't need to worry too much about going right. I am gonna worry a little bit about going right though. We are gonna send those 2 boats of our friends, the mechs, out to deal with all of those 2 shock blasters. That left-hand side shock blaster is a complete pain in the butt because it ends up hitting your hero on that left-hand side. So we're gonna deal with that for the second. Then I'm going to throw some GBE back here. I definitely need 12 GBE so I can drop my next boat of mechs. Would also like a little bit extra so I can get some critters going to that left-hand side. But as you can see here, we're getting good value out of those mechs. Didn't have to use any shocks. Those bombardiers have removed both of those shore shock blasters, which is very helpful when you're going right. But as we said, we're not going right. We're going to let that bombardier and that mech just die. That is their primary goal at the moment, getting us some extra gunboat energy. If we can get a couple extra buildings, all the better. Those lasers are going to chew through that thing eventually. Now that we've got enough GBE, we are going to drop a boat of critters over here, a mech there, and then all of our Zookas in behind that mech as those critters distract that shock blaster enough that we can get our troops in. Mechs are so useful, and they just allow all sorts of extra creativity. I really do enjoy the fact that these mechs have been fixed. They add a little bit of fun. And we now have 2 more shock blasters to deal with. We're going to have to get a couple more GBE. We need about 13 so that we can send our troops back there and get a shock on that shock blaster. Might just be a little bit of carnage because our troops are going to spread a little bit, which is going to possibly put them in the range of that laser, which is bad, bad danger. See, there we go. There's the bad danger we were talking about. Getting that shock blaster down. And now if we can get this back shock blaster as well, we are going to be in great, great condition for whoever it is that does the next attack. Just need that last, there we go. We're going to be super duper tight on time, but those mechs should keep a couple Zookas alive, should be able to get that shock blaster down. This is unboosted. We have unboosted, opened maze, and completely opened up those cells. Next person can get those shields down, and then the third person can take the core down. Easy, easy, easy maze, just by throwing all sorts of the kitchen sink at it. Everspark's ability. And now we are going to retreat the heck away. I know most task forces say no retreating. We don't want to eat those cells though. Whoever comes in next can eat a bunch of cells. They can clear some mines. They can get rid of those shields. All is well in the world. I'm going to end it right there. Little bit of a shorter version of my long videos, if that makes any sense at all. But lots of fun things in Boom Beach at the moment. Love the Mega Crab. Love the potentials there. Love this warship season that's coming up so far. That might change once the season starts. And I love the fact that I get to send one of these out to all of you. Just be aware, you're going to have to cover any sort of duty or taxes on your end. If you're in a country that has awful import duties and taxes, give it a thought, because I have no idea how much that might be for you. I got mine for free, but I can't cover all of that stuff because there's just too many variables. If you have any questions about that, do hit me up. I'll do my best to answer. And if you want to put your name in, and if you win and you decide not to get it, or you decide to send it to someone else, that's okay too. Also, quick note, you don't have to tell me your home address. This is completely covered by Supercell. This is not you giving me your personal information at all. This is all covered by Supercell behind the scenes. That is it for me. I am zmot. Keep that submarine diving. Keep booming those beaches. Hit me up in the comments. Supercell, thank you for the giveaway opportunity. Make sure that your emoji is Halloween themed. I'll talk to you soon. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell, all that crap. I'm zmot. Thanks for coming in. Peace.